Triad Integration Center. This is our fabrication shop where we start every project after a design is started. And on the back shelf here, we start with whatever the project calls for, whether it's stainless steel or whether it's regular steel. And when an order comes in, we pull the metal off the back shelf that we stock here, and we bring it through our process. Our process will then begin off the back shelf. We'll go through, we'll build a cabinet, fabricate a cabinet, build back plates, and we'll push it all the way through. Here at our shop, we bend our own metal, shear our own metal, and we can do any custom fabrication here, from junction boxes to back plates to MCC buildings, and we start everything right off the back shelf here. Your buildings will come off the back shelf as steel. We'll bend them all here in our fab shop here. We'll move them to the next bay over, which will be our high bay, where we start assembling all our plates and all our floor bases for our buildings. And so we'll take a walk through there as we go now and kind of go through some of the projects going on. This is the progress of a cabinet coming off that has been assembled and put together already. And we have already pre-drilled, pre-cut all the holes out, and this project will move all the way through the different stages as we go through them. And here we weld our boxes together, we bend them on the bender here, and then we weld them all together, and all fabrication is done here in-house at our shop. Many custom project that needs to be done. If you can draw it, we can build it. We're going to enter into the paint booth here. Currently, when we go through here, we have an MCC building being built that has been designed here, built here. Started on the back shelf, all the metal has been bent here, installed here, and right now it is in the painting process. We'll take a look at this building, and then we'll move on to a building that we already have finished, so you can see the beginning stages of one and also the finished stage. Here's our high bay shop. This building was assembled last week. Over the past 2 weeks, we've cut all the I-beams in-house, welded them, bent all the steel side panels forward here on our brakes, installed it all, put it all together, and now we're in the paint process. Once this paint process is complete, we had all the MCC gear, switch gear, drop shipped to our facility. We would then install it all in here and then ship the customer a final project. Here we're painting the floors. All the outside, interior, and exterior have been painted. We're doing the floor paint now, and then by the end of the week we'll begin setting the equipment in here once all the paint dries. This is the gear that we'll install once the paint is dried. We'll use our overhead hoist to lift all the gear, move it to where it needs to go, and roll it on rollers inside the building once it gets there. Once the painting is complete, all these tarps will open up and we'll have a big open shop again. But we do keep these tarps here on a line, so anytime a job needs to be painted, we can close it off and it keeps everything else protected and covered away from the overspray. This gear right here is dedicated for that project right there. We can store and stage all the gear that needs to be done ahead of time. It can be drop shipped here. The building can be built here to make short time frames and lead times if needed. Here's some of the panels that were built that are left over from the project, but we bend them here, we install them here, paint them here, set the gear here, and we like to offer what we call the Triad Advantage. We can design the project off at our Sherwood office, we can assemble the project and fab the project here, and we have another group, Triad Electric, that can install your project in the field and hook up anything needed to be done there. Here's a complete building after it's done into the whole process. This building was done for analyzers, and this building was fabbed here, and we can take a tour inside of it real quick and kind of show you. We're not geared directly to MCCs. We can do any wide range of fabrication needed to be done. We are a custom fab shop that can build any design that is needed. Inside of here we have our analyzers. Around the top we typically, depending on design, but we typically run a cable tray around the top, a raceway, so that we can get to anywhere and anything needs to be added in the future can easily be done. We build our shelters and our bulkheads for any penetrations needed to come in wherever they're needed at. This makes it good for each specific custom application. The boxes and all we can make ourselves in-house. These boxes here were made here. We do the panels here, design here. These are our window kits that we custom build for each application and each HMI screen. Typical window kits, we like to use these butterfly latches here so an operator doesn't have to walk around with a screwdriver. And these are gasket sealed here for NEMA 4X enclosures. And these are all done here, custom here for each project. And we'll walk on over now to the finishing shop. So that we started out in the metal shop where everything starts coming to life. Here's where everything starts being assembled at, and we'll walk over to the finishing shop for projects and the cabinets that after they are built are moved to there to have all their hardware and wiring installed. Our finishing shop, once a project is built and fabricated over in the metal shop, if it doesn't require paint, if it's just stainless in the enclosure, we'll come over to the finishing shop here. Here's where everything is assembled at and all the wiring is done. At this location right here, we make our own phenolic tags, our own wire tags, and we start storing all the parts for each job in particular. Currently in the shop right now, we have these Delta V projects that are going to be being assembled, and we'll kind of take a look at them. And here you can see the difference in steel cabinets that we've had powder coated and dipped, and also the stainless steel cabinets that we have built. So we'll take a look at them real quick. Here's the beginning stages and process of the Delta V Charms project currently taking place, being installed and fabricated and being put together. These cabinets here were built here, powder coated, and then now they came over here to this assembling shop here, the finishing shop, and where we started assembling all the product inside of them. This current project is multiple cabinets that will be tied together and working together, and we will build all this, set it up here, install it all on the panel, custom build everything as per each client's drawing and detail here. Once that is done, they will then be moved over to our fat test phase we have. We have 4 bays that we can do testing in for cabinets, and we'll link all these cabinets together when the project is finished and run a simulation of the process desired and needed for the project. That way, when the project leaves our panel shop and our fabrication center here, the customer can assure that they're getting a good product that has already been tested, tried, and proven. And here's another Emerson Delta V project that will go along with the Charms cabinet right next to us. Like I said, these will all be tied in together and will be tested here. We haven't began wiring yet. The hardware is just being installed in these, and these cabinets in particular use our 3-point latches that we cut and put together here and assemble here. The metal was pulled directly off the shelves where we started the process at, and it has came all the way through up to this point. We can utilize a lot more space than what standard cabinets do because we do build custom cabinets. For instance, this one here, we put side plates on instead of just a back plate. Typical cabinets only have back plates and you're losing your space on your sides. So for this application, we have designed this cabinet to have the side plates to utilize more space in these enclosures. Here's the same setup except with the stainless cabinets that we have built here, and these will make its way to having hardware installed once these are complete. Here's another burner project. This project in particular is using a Honeywell HG900 PLC for a burner application for a client, and it's in the process of being wired at the moment, and when it is finished, it'll move to the next available testing bay. Here we design, cut out, and print all the tags for wiring, phenolic tags for the doors, and they're done here to be installed and put on there. So if you're in the middle of your project and a loop number changes or a panel needs to go to another location and it can fit there, but you need the tags changed, we can print those there here at this location and change them on the fly if need be. Here's another panel done. This panel is for a compressor. We changed out a lot of compressor panels. Take out their existing proprietary control systems, build our panels with Allen Bradley, Honeywell, PLCs, DCSs, whatever you want to control your compressor or whatever your application is. You can build them here, fab them here. This is a retrofit panel, so we had a limited amount of space to fit. This panel needs to fit back in the existing location that the old one comes out of. in order to save space and consumption, we can use double tier terminal blocks, design the panel, and lay it out in a manner that will fit the same application. This panel is going in a classified area. Here at Triad, we make our own purges that we have patented and that are suitable for your area. We offer different purges for different area classifications and different panel sizes, but we build those purges here and certify them also. Here we have a custom test rack that will be used for the instruments on this compressor project. We build a good many of these here. This particular one uses Honeywell pressure transmitters and temperature transmitters, but we can build them according to whatever the spec is for your project. This particular spec here calls for plaster bond and Honeywell transmitters, so this rack was designed for that application. But we are not limited to a certain brand or a certain type of transmitter. Whatever your spec is for your facility, we can definitely accommodate. Here at Triad, we believe success and long-term commitment is the backbone of a company. The longer we can keep employees employed here, the more pride people take in their work, and we believe we treat our employees well, and it shows with the amount of people we have that have been here 20 years, 15 years, 10 years. And Newton Thomas's motto is long-term committed employees are the key to our success. We are successful, and we've sustained the industry through the years by having long-term employees. So when your projects come here to Triad, you're not getting a new person, you're not getting somebody that started this yesterday. We have long-term successful employees who have been proven to do the work time and time again. Here's our testing bays. When the projects finish out in the shop, they'll be brought in through the roll-up doors we have here. So each project will have its own room dedicated to it for testing your application. Once we get inside of here, we'll set these rooms up with your panel here. We have air in each of the testing rooms in case there's something we need to test there. We have a 480 volt plugs here if there's something on that level you need to be checked out. And we offer these rooms for privacy of your projects, and are done with any project that has a process involved with it. Your project will come in here once it's finished, completed, and will be brought in here and then tested here. So we'll set up tables in these rooms here as needed, and your application as needed. If more than one bay is required, that's not a problem. All these bays interconnect, and we can open them up and tie them in for a big of a project as is needed to be tested. Here's where we will simulate your process and go through the panel with the end user, wire for wire and function for function. And we'd like to thank you for the tour of the Triad Controls facility. We would like to offer you an in-person tour at your earliest convenience. Thank you.